So the new workshop just recently dropped with some very interesting changes. If anyone has been keeping tabs on the War Robot's main YouTube channel, you'll know that the new workshop now costs no silver to produce anything. The amount that you can produce has also changed. For robots, 200 components for Tier 3 and 120 components for Tier 4, while for weapons, 450 for Tier 3 and 250 for Tier 4. Now there are some upsides and downsides to this whole rework. You produce more components daily than before, but you can now only produce them every 24 hours since they removed the ability to produce stuff for 3 days. They removed the costs, but also reduced the amount of production slots from 6 to 3. Finally, watching ads now lowers the time for all components currently being produced, which is better than the system from before, which required watching ads for each slot individually. Overall, there is more good than bad here, but the biggest downside that everyone will notice and care about the most is the removal of the 3-day productions. In my opinion, I would refer to this as a dick move. There was no real reason they needed to remove this. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. They should have kept the option from before, where you would get slightly lower amounts compared to the 24 hours option. It wouldn't have changed a damn thing to keep it around, and the only thing removing it does is alienate the more casual people that don't play the game every day. Thing is, I understand perfectly well why they did it. Having the workshop only produce things every 24 hours means people now have to check the game on a daily basis to stay on top of it, which also means more people playing daily. This is good for analytics, keeping people in the game, etc, etc. Still, even then, I'd say this is a bit short-sighted and will probably hurt the game in the long run. This will make the more casual players less likely to stick around, and it's not like War Robots is breaking the mold by keeping things on a daily cycle. Almost every mobile game does this, and while it might work for a bit at the start, there is always a fall-off eventually. Anyone that enjoys the game enough to play it daily will already be sticking around for a bit, whereas the players that only played it every other day will only feel more discouraged to play it if they feel like missing a day or two ruins the experience for missing out on some components. I'm just a pleb talking out of my ass, so I don't expect any changes to this whatsoever. It is what it is, I guess. On the upside, they recently changed Hank's shipyard to now be less of a shipyard and more of a drone one, since you can now get drones from it, which is a very nice change. All in all, the new changes are overall better, but come on, was getting rid of the 3-day thing really necessary? Anyways, that's it for me. Y'all have a good one.